Hi, this is Niels on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy some silver and some platinum. You will like the results of having some. And be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's so much better than being a jerk. This story is a congratulations story to Japan, only the fifth country on this planet to successfully land a lunar lander on the moon without blowing it up or getting it destroyed or whatever. Only the fifth. It's amazing. Only the fifth. Congratulations, Japan. Here's the story.
As the fifth nation to successfully land on the moon. Japan's space agency says it is in contact now with its uncrewed lunar lander, which touched down hours ago. But the mission hasn't gone entirely to plan. Officials say the lander is experiencing problems with its solar panels. For now, it is operating purely on battery power. Now let's bring in the former Director General of the European Space Agency, Jan Werner, who's been following the landing with bated breath, I assume, and he joins us now from the German city of Darmstadt. Mr. Werner, I'd like to start by getting your reaction on this historic day. What an achievement is this?
Very simple. Congratulations to our Japanese friends. It's a very big achievement to land on the surface of the moon and not destroy the spacecraft at that time is a big achievement. It's so difficult.
Now, we are hearing that there are problems with the solar panels. How serious is that?
Seen it.
Sorry about that, people.
The same old streams.
It's all this.
You see, the difference is if you have
I don't
a car
edit,
and
sorry.
you have some problems with your car, you just wait for somebody to help you. That's not possible on the moon. So therefore, all the systems of a spacecraft are sensible. They have to work, all of them. Now they have some issues obviously with the solar panels. This does not mean that it's the end of the mission. First of all, they have batteries on board, and these are working, obviously. Number two, you don't know. It might be that they get also some sunshine on the solar panels later on. So it's not at all the end of the story, and it's already a big success.
Now, many have tried to land on the moon, but only very few succeeded. Why is it so difficult to land on the moon? I mean, it has been done 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's always the argument. But still, space is very difficult. It remains difficult. You see, I'm a civil engineer. If I build something, I can do it in heavy structures. If you build a rocket, you have to be light. So you have to lick all the gravity. By the way, Werner von Braun said, we can lick gravity, but sometimes the paperwork is overwhelming. But in fact, to get a spacecraft so light that you can fly to the moon is already a first challenge. You cannot put big safety reserves in the spacecraft because then it would be too heavy. Now, if you land on the surface of the moon, you have no atmosphere. You cannot use parachutes. You have to 100% depend on the propulsion system. This is another issue. And therefore, yes, it was done 50 years ago, but also 50 years ago, many failed. So it's still a difficult task.
As we've just discussed, the last person left the moon more than 50 years ago, and now everybody seems to be rushing to the moon again. Where does this rush come from?
And I must say, I'm very happy about that. When I was entering the German Aerospace Center in 2007, I immediately started a program to do something with the moon. And most of the people told me, don't do it. The moon is a dead rock. There is nothing. Now we know it's not a dead rock. It has water. It has some minerals. It is very fascinating body. It has moon quakes. So it's for the science people, it's a very interesting. But there is even more. The moon can be also a place for more international cooperation. So it's a good outpost there.
Now, in 2015, you presented a vision of a lunar utopia.
The moon is a good lunar outpost. He's talking about the moon station NASA's going to have by 2032 operating on the moon.
Pia, a moon village where people of all nations live happily and peacefully. When you look at everything that's happening in the world today, does that even seem remotely possible?
You see, at that time, I explained to a colleague of you, I said, I want to do something on the moon, and I called it multi-partner open concept. And the journalist said, Mr. Werner, this is not a good word. I explained him what I wanted to have, that different countries, different companies are working together in space, and that means on the surface of the moon. And he said, look for a better word. And therefore I defined Moon Village. Moon Village does not mean that we have their houses where people are living for their whole life. Moon Village should be the cooperation of different companies, of different agencies, of public institutions, private institutions, and this is what we have today. If you look to the Artemis program, which is not only a program of NASA, but many partners are there. Also, Germany is part of that. Also, Japan is part of the Artemis program, and this is looking towards the moon. So it's already part of the moon village.
Jan Werner, the former Director General of the European Space Agency, thank you very much for your time.
Building a strong U.S. and
Well, there you go. Japan is the 5th nation to land on the moon successfully in 50, 60 years. Apparently, it is a daunting task, and I imagine it is. The physics of it's totally different than what we're used to here on this planet. You got to think totally different because they don't have an atmosphere or much gravity, so a lot of things are different. But anyhow, I just figured I'd bring you guys this story. I hope you guys have a nice evening, and peace out.